Greetings friends, it's Nightmare060 with you once again. There's been quite a bit of discussion around YouTube based on the initial discussion/drama between Bionic Dance and Awesome Rant on the subject of would the world be a better place without religion? I won't go into all the details about the drama and discussion. I think most of my viewers are already subscribed to these people, or at least know someone who knows something about it. I will be specifically focusing this video as a response to Meridian Frost on his video Not So Awesome Rants. He brings up the general points that the world would be a better place without religion because you wouldn't have Islam enforcing Sharia law, you wouldn't have people like the Westboro Baptist Church protesting, you wouldn't have unnecessary circumcision forced upon newborn children, and all that general nasty stuff which is associated with religion. However, I feel he is missing one very big piece of the puzzle which shows how he is oversimplifying this matter. I feel it's important to ask why people think this. I bring this because I can sum up in one word why his argument is not quite that simple. Retcons. I'm sure we are all aware of how many moderate Christians are out there. He knows it, I know it, everybody knows it. How many people will generally retcon their own religion or cherry pick parts of the Bible or the Quran or whatever they feel they see fit to fit with their particular world view. This can be a good thing or a bad thing, but this should speak volumes as evidencing more towards the thinking process and the general attitude of people as opposed to the religion itself rather. Religion is not this kind of all evil magical force that once it go away everyone starts loving each other, holding hands, la-di-da, and so on and so forth. Now, Meridian Frost hasn't said that the world would be a perfect place without religion, just a better place. But what I am getting at is that it's the lack of critical thinking and the attachment to supernatural entities that is the main focus and the main thing that keeps religion alive. It's the willingness to believe in the supernatural and follow an authority figure, an all-powerful authority figure that gives us this commandment, these set-in-stone laws that we must follow to define and set out the general rules of reality. I think the Peach said it really well when she brought up the point that while people talk about the big three, Abrahamic religions being Christianity, Islam and Judaism, that those are particularly nasty ones that if they went, yeah, we would have a lot less bullshit and a lot less nasty ideas floating around our world. But that does tend to ignore a lot of the lesser or smaller religions which play much less a part in our world. Wicca is pretty popular, however part of the central ideas of that religion is if it harm none, do what ye will. If it doesn't hurt anybody, then it's your choice to do whatever you feel is right. We humans have huge imaginations and a natural tendency for order and following the leader, the alpha male of the pack, if you will. And because our minds are programmed to spot human features everywhere so that we could recognise our loving mother from a saber-toothed cat or some other predator that could easily harm us, once we can tell that difference, we are generally safer. But it's that very nature to see human features in the world around us that leads us to anthropomorphize the elements. We see ourselves in the weather around us. We fantasize about thunder and lightning being made from a giant anvil in the skies by Thor, and thunderbolts being thrown by Zeus. We associate violence with anger in our own human emotions, and so we project that onto the world around us to create these fictitious beings. And combined with our natural tendency to have followers and leaders, to have lawmakers and order, we define what we feel by our own moral standards, whether we associate those moral standards to a supernatural being or not. We project our own moral standards onto these supernatural creations and give them validity to others around us by saying that those are not just our personal emotions, they are the thoughts and feelings and word of law from the supreme authority. And this explains quite well why there would be, moderate Christians who use the Bible to express feelings of love and peace, like you can see on the Facebook group, The Christian Left. And at the same time, you have the other versions of Christianity which use to condemn people, to hate, to spread fear, to spread control. It is all part of the same coin, good and bad, and it's all part of being human. At the end of the day, we are always going to have good people and bad people. And so what I think is better, rather than just suggesting that all religion should go and that will make the world so much better place, I think the world will be an even better place if we installed more values of critical thinking in people. As also Rant stated, she feels that the world would be just the same without religion, because once you take away or get rid of that notion of the supreme supernatural commander, then people are just going to follow the same bad thinking, the same wishes and desires for the supernatural, and to have more beyond our world. And we would just end up creating new substitutes and new forces that would replace religion and fill that gap altogether. We would get rid of one load of bullshit, but we would bring in an entire another cart of fresh piles of bullshit so that we can continue being justified in our love or our hate, while still clinging on to this emotional desire for the supreme leader, for this great supernatural force which controls and authoritates our lives for us all. And really, in the end, it comes down to emotion. Some people, I have heard, even though they may not be particularly religious, they just cannot fathom the idea of there not being an afterlife. Like, when you're just dead, you're gone. That is just too scary a notion for them. They feel that there has to be something after death to comfort them. And so the emotional value of the supernatural just is too strong for them to simply let go of like that. I feel this desire by reading fantasy literature like this and creating my own fantasy stories and enveloping in all that nerd fiction, but other people, it just kind of has to be real. And so until we can learn to let go of these feelings and learn to think more critically about the world around us, to examine the evidence and question our own lines of thinking and logic, the world will be exactly the same without religion. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.